There is no such thing as AI art. You did not create anything. You typed a few words into a computer program, hit a button, and whatever came out, came out. Hello again, everyone. It's your girl Egodram with yet another art-related video. Short personal announcement. It has been 1 full year since my last seizure. The meds are working, and I'm super pleased about that because that means I can legally drive again. But yeah, beyond that, I'm straight out the gate with my hate for AI quote-unquote art and quote-unquote artists, because this needs to be talked about. I think the misuse of this technology, which in of itself would normally be pretty interesting, is actually potentially dangerous, not just for artists, but for human civilization. But for now, I'm going to focus on the arts. First reason, and it should be a pretty obvious one, it requires no forethought, no design, no actual conceptualization, and no effort. Like I said, you type a few words into a prompt, hit a button, and ding, 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 you get a picture. Cool. It's basically a picture-making toy that these quote-unquote artists are playing with. They are not actually creating anything. You type a few words into a prompt, the program does what it's programmed to do, it spits out an image, and whatever you get is what you get. If you've ever used or perhaps own a Keurig coffee machine, you're already familiar with this concept. Sure, you can pick whatever flavor or whatever cartridge you put into the machine, and you can adjust some of the settings, how hot you want the coffee, the size of the cup you're going to be using. But at the end of the day, you put the predetermined cartridge into the machine, you hit a button, and you get coffee. You, sir, my good bitch, are not a barista. An actual barista, if they're even halfway good at their job, needs to understand why certain types of coffees, espressos, this, that, or the other, need to be brewed at different temperatures, need to be served within a certain amount of time, how to mix specialized beverages, how to basically comply with a customer's request and for what reason, and understanding that people have their own personal taste and they can still do what AI is not capable of, and that is fuck it up. We've all had a barista fuck up our order. It happens. They are human. AIs don't fuck things up, though. An AI program like Midjourney or DALL-E is only capable of generating an image in the parameters in which it was told to do by the prompter. There are no mistakes. And without mistakes, there is no learning process. Learning requires the capacity to reflect on those mistakes and put forth the effort to correct and adjust. And to clarify, when I say AI is incapable of making mistakes, it might generate an image that its prompter, or the person playing with the toy, might be displeased with, but it can't actually make any mistakes. It can only do what the prompter tells it to, and what its programming will allow for. If you wanted to see what your favorite YouTuber might look like as a vampire and decided that the end result wasn't scary enough for your taste, well, that's your problem. The program is incapable of contemplating the concept of fear and scariness and why vampires are so terrifying. It can only follow the prompter's exact instructions. Whereas an actual artist who does understand these concepts and possesses the intellectual capacity necessary to reflect on them, will create a scary vampire image. Furthermore, a human artist with an interest in vampire lore and mythology is aware of the character differences between, say, Asterion and Cazador. Nuance, something else AIs are not capable of. And on the subject of nuance, AI programs are not even true AIs. And please spare me the no true Scotsman fallacy crap, you know what I'm talking about. Since we've already well established that they are incapable of creating anything original, making mistakes, or the capacity to reflect on said mistakes, they are not actual intelligences. They are not autonomous. They are not self-aware. They are not actual AIs. The day that someone opens up Midjourney and then they get a notification message saying, hey, got something you should see, hear me out, then we're cooking with gas. Because that means that the program actually created something on its own that it thought its owner might like to see and wanted to share. Because then you not only have an actual AI, a true AI, but you also have a true AI artist, which not only became aware of its own existence, but aware of its own creativity, which currently it cannot do. But at that point, when that inevitably happens, could be next year, could be 5 or 10 years from now, we will have far more serious things to be concerned about with AI than whether or not its pictures or videos are interesting. And that kind of brings me into this next part. Automation and commodification. Who ultimately benefits from a technology that requires no human labor to create a product? And what would motivate someone to do so? I've often heard it said that there's no ethical consumption under capitalism, and I think AI, quote-unquote, art, putting actual trained and creative artists' careers at risk, the entire trade at risk, is a perfect embodiment of this. Why should I go to a coffee shop and pay a human barista for a fancy cup of coffee when I can make it at home? Those sorts of questions. Because at that point, we're not necessarily just talking skill and capacity, we're talking ethics. This feels wrong. It is wrong, but how do we know it's wrong? But for that discussion and to answer those questions, I'm going to refer you to an art commentary channel that I follow called The Canvas, who goes into far more articulate detail and far more qualified to address such things than I am. Lastly, I'm going to share an observation that I've made about the AI quote-unquote art discussion in general, especially coming from AI quote-unquote artists. That is complete and total disregard and disrespect for art in general. Prior to filming this video, I had been watching several AI quote-unquote art forums, subreddits, Facebook pages, this, that, and the other, and I've noticed a very consistent pattern. Behaviors such as feigning ignorance around these controversies, and poorly feigned ignorance at that, adamant refusal to name or share image sources, and in many cases, prompters posting their digital regurgitation in art forums that have clearly posted no AI rules, and then getting pissy when they get banned. As I said, exactly zero respect. This is not a discussion about a new medium. This is a demonstration of a new low under capitalism. So no, AI art is not art. And if you think it is, the only person you're fooling is yourself.